Tonight, reality TV star Jenelle Evans sent shockwaves through her social media followers when she shared a painstaking glimpse of herself lying in a sterile hospital bed, blanket tucked snugly under her chin, a steady stream of beeps echoing in the background. Within moments, an oxygen mask appeared across her face, tubes snaking to a nebulizer beside the mattress. Her voice, usually so bold on Instagram, trembled in the caption, "Went to the ER and now spending the night at the hospital. I'm so sick." Just hours later, she posted again. "Fourth breathing treatment and have to get them all night. I just need prayers." What began as a routine check-in quickly transformed into a raw plea for empathy, leaving fans and critics alike scrambling for answers, and sending prayers to a woman whose life has been anything but ordinary. When Jenelle first tapped out that urgent message, she offered no elaborate backstory, just the unfiltered moment of vulnerability as she stared into the lens, eyes glassy with fatigue. The snap of the empty hospital bed, its crisp white sheets stained by shadows, spoke volumes without a single word. A second slide showed her in a standard-issue gown, the edges of the blue and white fabric bunched at her shoulders, a clear plastic oxygen mask strapped firmly in place. Her caption was succinct and almost pleading, "Fourth breathing treatment and have to get them all night. I just need prayers. Thanks." The simplicity of those words, laid bare against the clinical backdrop, felt like a direct invitation into her most private crisis. Behind the Instagram frames lies a familiar pattern for Jenelle Evans, who has battled respiratory woes since childhood. Asthma, notorious for its unpredictable flare-ups, can turn a simple cough into a full-blown emergency. By requesting multiple breathing treatments in one night, she signaled that her airways had become severely constricted, enough to warrant continuous nebulizer sessions and supplemental oxygen. In a typical treatment cycle, a patient receives a measured dose of bronchodilator medication through a mouthpiece, while oxygen supports blood oxygen levels. The fact that she needed 4 rounds and planned to endure more hints at a distressing level of obstruction, one that can lead to dangerous complications like pneumonia or respiratory failure if left unchecked. This health scare arrived on the heels of a deeply personal upheaval, her 16-year-old son Chase's decision to move out of her Las Vegas home. Known for his turbulent behavioral and mental health struggles, Chase recently transitioned to living with Jenelle's mother, a shift the reality TV star described as a full-circle moment. On August 27th, she posted a story acknowledging the move, colored by both relief and heartache. "Hopefully he can change and follow the rules. But I have 2 other little kids to think of as well, and their well-being." The timing of these events, son leaving home, mother rushed to the ER, added an emotional layer to Jenelle's plea. She wasn't just fighting for breath, but for stability in a life already teetering on the edge. Jenelle's journey has never been smooth. Bursting onto the scene in 2011 with MTV's 16 and Pregnant and later Teen Mom 2, she quickly became a lightning rod for controversies, both on and off camera. High-profile marriages, custody battles, legal troubles, and candid revelations about anxiety and depression have filled headlines. In early 2018, she lost custody of her son Kaiser after a domestic violence arrest, a public nadir that left her reeling. Yet through it all, she remained remarkably transparent, sometimes to a fault, about her physical and mental health. Her asthma was no exception. In past interviews, she admitted to regular inhaler use and periodic breathing treatments. This latest incident, however, marks one of her most serious respiratory crises to date. On social media, responses poured in by the dozens, reflecting the polarized perception of Jenelle Evans. A wave of heartfelt comments offered prayers and well wishes. "Sending my prayers to you, Jenelle Red Heart," and "I pray to God for you," typified the supportive camp. Others were more skeptical, accusing her of exaggerating symptoms for attention. "My 4-year-old once had breathing treatments every few hours and handled it better than Jenelle. LOL, quipped one user. Some critics even questioned the sincerity of her posts. So sick, but have time to post on social media? SMH. Beneath the surface of genuine compassion, A current of disbelief and cynicism hinted at the deeper divide in how the public views her, fickle reality star or struggling mother in crisis. Medical experts emphasize that multiple nebulizer treatments and overnight oxygen aren't standard for mild cases. Dr. Maya Thompson, a pulmonologist, explains, when patients require consecutive breathing treatments and supplemental oxygen, it indicates moderate to severe airway obstruction. You worry about complications like pneumonia, especially if the patient has a history of chronic asthma or bronchitis. If left untreated, such episodes can rapidly escalate, leading to hospital stays measured in days rather than hours. Given Jenelle's public history of asthma, this scenario aligns with what can happen when stress, environmental triggers, or viral infections tip the balance in her already sensitive respiratory system. As fans debated her motives, some pointed to the interplay between mental and physical health, a theme Jenelle has come to embody. Stress and emotional turmoil can trigger asthma flare-ups just as surely as allergens or exercise. In fact, several comments urged her to seek mental health support alongside medical treatment. She needs her mental health checked as well whilst at the hospital, one viewer suggested. It's a reminder that for many patients, well-being isn't segmented into neat categories. Body and mind influence one another in profound ways. Jenelle's own story, marked by anxiety, depression, and a whirlwind of life changes, underscores that reality. At the time of her last update, she hadn't disclosed her precise diagnosis or which hospital she was in, citing privacy concerns. No official hospital statement has emerged, nor has her team provided additional medical bulletins. All we know comes from Jenelle's candid social posts and the echoes of her past health challenges. Whether this will be a brief scare or the start of a more serious episode remains to be seen. But the scene she painted, herself alone in a hospital bed, straining for each breath, resonates as a stark testament to the unpredictability of chronic illness. For Jenelle Evans, this health scare offers a crucial pause. Her plea for prayers isn't just a social media formality. It's an unvarnished request for solidarity during a moment of vulnerability. As viewers, we can hope for her swift recovery and for the stability she so desperately seeks for herself and her children. Whether she returns home in a day or remains under observation, one fact stands clear. When the camera is off and the lens is pointed inward, reality can be far harsher than any scripted storyline. Here's to clearer skies, steadier breaths, and a return to health for a woman whose life has always been lived in public view.